So welcoming you all, whether you're watching this live or on the recording. I hope that whatever has called you to this session, that you receive the answers, you receive a deeper sense of self-love, of self-connection, and understanding who you are from the inside out. I've been on quite the journey and will continue to be on this journey of what I believe is self-love. And it's not to be taken lightly, is it? I mean, some people cross over self-love and self-care, which there definitely is a kind of a slight fusion and a crossover. But for me, self-love is a lot deeper. It takes us into our inner being. It means it's getting to know ourselves on a soul level and what is stopping us from being our authentic truth. So it takes work, it takes commitment, it takes us doing the healing work, looking and facing our shadows, the best bits of ourselves, and being willing to really look at ourselves in the mirror, shining the torch inwards and not projecting it out. And it is hard work, but it's the best work to do. And I know from when I first started doing this kind of work, how my mental state has changed, how I feel about myself has changed, and I'm a lot more self-compassionate towards myself. I accept myself in my imperfection, and it's a whole journey of rediscovering who we are at a soul level, which is really exciting. So yes, right, let's just have a moment to begin with, just doing a few deep breaths, anchoring ourselves into the present moment, arriving here. So I invite you to just close off your eyes and take a few deep breaths in. And if you're sat on a chair, just have, if you can, try and have your legs uncrossed, feeling your feet and soles in the ground. Just gently roll your shoulders all the way back and down and feel this openness in your heart space. And if you haven't already done so, closing off the eyes as we begin to open our inner eyes. You start to delve into this place within and begin to notice your breath. Just notice the inhalation and the exhalation. You're noticing where in your body you are breathing, which parts of your body are being moved by the breath. And see if you can invite even more softness into those areas. And if you're noticing that maybe your breath is more in your chest, invite the breath into the belly and see how that changes things. Notice how when you soften your belly, how that just brings a deeper kind of connection of just letting go, of being here now. As you inhale, creating this space, allowing your belly to fully expand. And as you exhale, drawing the navel back towards the spine. Breathing in and out through the nose. And just welcoming all parts of yourself into this present moment. Welcoming all your feelings. Without any judgment. Letting go of the week that you've just had. Situations that have maybe arisen that haven't been serving your highest good. And also letting go of any worries about the future or things that you have to do after this masterclass, after our time together. And let's join together in this present moment. Really opening ourselves to what this present moment has to offer. And now, as you inhale, feel this connection with your heart space. Start to breathe into your heart and feel the power of love in this space. And you connect to the love that you are at the deepest level of who you are, this love, this unconditional love. Breathe into that space now. You start to feel this expansion of love, this awareness of love, growing from the core of who you are, growing bigger and brighter, expanding throughout your whole body, the highest vibration. Feel it entering every part of you, the parts that you have been trying to hide, keep secret. It's too painful to go there. Feel love dispersing into all those areas, lighting up the darkest parts of you and making brighter the best parts of you. And if it's starting to feel good, allow that to show on your face. Allow the corners of your mouth to turn up. As we breathe this love deeper, how good can you allow yourself to feel in this moment when we connect to love? And let's take 3 grounding breaths in together. So we're going to breathe in through the heart. And as we exhale, we'll exhale out through the mouth and feel your breath just grounding you down into the earth. So we'll take a deep breath in through the heart, through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Inhaling again. Letting go. One more breath. Good. Okay, I'm feeling the impulse to just shake it out. Just let your body, normally I'd have loud music on, so just imagine there's some like beaty drums going on and just feel yourselves just shaking out. If you want to stand up for a minute, you can join me. Let's just let our bodies just let your shoulders go, let your head go. No tension, just shaking it all out. You can let your voice out. It just feels so good to just let our bodies jiggle and wiggle. Letting go of any nerves. Good. Just feel yourself letting go. Let your breath out. And take it into a smaller shake, as if you're just doing a vibration in your body, like a little shimmy. And let it get slower and slower. And then just bring your hand to your heart space. Bring your hand to your lower belly, your sacrum, womb area. Just breathe in here. Feel this connection. Close off your eyes. Can you feel your heart beating? Can you feel your aliveness right now? This moment of gratitude for being here, for breathing, for being all that you are, for your breath. And start to massage your heart. This helps to release oxytocin in the body, this self-touch, this connection to our heart space, our love. And just feel your body softening, melting, arriving fully here, that you feel safe. And this It's safe for you to let go. It's safe for you to go into those places where you know you need to go. And bringing it into complete stillness. A silent moment. And if you're stood, let's bring it back to our seats. If you feel a little bit more in your body, I do, so that's definitely helped me. Okay. So I'll introduce myself a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to just drop them in the message bit and I will try and answer whenever they pop up. So my biggest passion at the moment is to work with women and to help empower women to step more into their truth, into their authentic power. And to do that, it means to clear out all the other stuff that is in the way of you doing that. And I've been on my own huge transformation journey where I had to do this and I'm still doing it. I still feel so much fear. I still feel the feelings of not feeling good enough, but I have the tools and techniques now that help me anchor into my truth and connect me to my higher self that does say, you are good enough, speak your truth, own your truth, be who you came here to be in all your messiness, in all your craziness. And it doesn't matter if everyone doesn't accept you. The biggest person that needs to accept you is yourself. So this is what we'll be delving into in our time together now, is how can we learn to accept all of ourselves and step more into our power? How can we do that? My background is I've always loved dance. I did my degree in dance teaching and performance and choreography. And then through those 3 years, I got opened up into the world of somatics. And it was then that I had this aha moment where I was like, this is why I did this course. Because before that, I was going on to do art foundation and go on that pathway. And then I got this overwhelming gut feeling. Have we all had one of those where you know that what you were going to do isn't right anymore, and you're like, my body is telling me something different. Anyway, I went on to do this dance course, opened up to the world of somatics. Most of my other peers on the group, they hated it. They were like, it's weird, you have to dance with your eyes closed, it's too deep because we go into these places and it's just weird because sometimes you could be dancing, not like gracefully, it could be very angrily and tears are coming out. And I just connected with it so much. It made me come so alive. And then I went on to do my master's in it, somatic movement education, connections to the living body. And that was the year that I went deeper on my healing journey, because when I was at uni, I started having an eating disorder. I was bulimic / anorexic. So on the days when I wasn't making myself sick, I would hardly eat anything or go to the gym and try and burn like double the amount of calories that I was eating that day. It was a vicious circle. It was a very dark time in my life where I kind of felt lonely and just this place of really not loving myself. But within all of that, I knew that I was going through it because I had to go through it in order to fully transform my limiting beliefs and what I was going through. And also I had this voice always, 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 Sally, you are going through this because you are going to help other women to really step into their beauty, claim their confidence, and be who they came here to be. And unless you've been in the depths of despair, you're not going to understand it. So I always have this voice, like, I'm committed to my healing journey. I'm committed to being fully free from this, no matter how long it takes, no matter how much energy it takes, money, whatever, I was fully in. And at that point in my life, I was working like 1 day a week, and that full payment was going to my therapist. So, you know, you think you take yourself back to your uni days, if you did go to uni, you know, we get to spend all this money on alcohol and going out and stuff, whereas I was investing in it in my own therapy, in my own well-being. And it was really, really powerful. Did a lot of the CBT and all of that, and really understanding where my beliefs came from. And surprise, surprise, many of you will know this, but it rooted down to my early years, the way that I was brought up by my parents, and it wasn't their fault. And you know, they did the best that they could at the time with what they knew then. But even though all that happened, and I know that they were, you know, trying to be the best they could, I still took on these beliefs that weren't mine. I still felt unlovable, unworthy, not fully accepting of myself just the way I am. And the therapy took me so far with understanding where it came from and linking back to my early childhood days, and you know, bringing a bit more of the inner child work and all of that side of things. But I kept relapsing. I kept coming into this cycle of sabotaging myself, of, you know, doing all this like purging, almost like I was trying to get something out of my body that was still in there. And I don't know if anybody else believes this, but if for those of you who may have read the book, The Body Keeps the Score, it's such a powerful book. And this is my belief that everything that we have been through in our life stays in our body unless it's been able to fully run that course of emotion and it's able to leave the body. So there was something still in my body that kept pulling me back into relapsing into the eating disorder, relapsing into stuffing myself and then purging it, or wanting to lose weight as some form of I am a better person when I'm thinner, you know, or these the words are going from me, these kind of sordid beliefs that we have about ourselves, which just isn't true. But the year that I did my master's in somatic movement education, that was the year where I didn't go back. I never relapsed after that year. And I didn't even have to talk about my eating disorder. I'm not sure if any of the other peers knew that I was going through it at the time. But for the days where I was closing my eyes, I was going within. We were doing partner work, we were doing touch, we were doing movement, connection, embodiment practices. Little by little, I was connecting with my body from the inside out and rediscovering who I was. So this is why I'm so passionate about embodiment practices, somatic practice, whether that's through ecstatic dance. I bring it into my yoga practice, constantly helping and encouraging people to close your eyes, go within, because this is where we deepen our relationship to ourselves. This is in my experience, let me add. A lot of other people will find their own healing journey in lots of other ways that connect to you. But you've obviously all been drawn here to hear my story and to help you with the techniques that I do to help me for you. So yeah, little by little over that whole year, I started to intuitively eat. So I was starting to eat things that really nourished my body from the inside out. I still ate chocolate and things like that, but it wasn't I wasn't consuming it at the level that I was. I had this element of self-control, but from a self-loving point of view almost. So if I bought a chocolate bar, I would always just have to devour the whole thing. Whereas I started being able to just take 2 pieces and being like, oh, that's actually all I need. I don't need to eat the rest. Or if I had a plate of food and actually I was really full, but there was only one mouthful left, I could stop there and be like, I actually don't need that last mouthful. I'm full. I'm nicely full right now. And I started listening to my body and deepening this connection to myself, to my body, not only listening, but honoring that. So when I was full, I'd be like, do you know what? I don't need any more. Or, you know, the other days where I'd need more food, I would listen to that and be like, today is, you know, a pizza and chocolate day, and I need that. And being fully accepting of that, you know, and not not taking anything out of the diet, so everything was okay, but I chose to eat from a place of self-love, from nurturing myself from the inside out, and it still stayed that way today. And I know when I'm on different points of my cycle, especially the week before my period, I need to eat so much more than I normally eat when I'm maybe ovulating. And because I know this about myself, it's like full acceptance. This is the week where I eat more, I'm craving more sugar. So, and what I do now, because I do love chocolate, I am a chocoholic. I'm Sally and I'm a chocoholic. I've started making my own chocolate with cacao. I'm putting maple syrup in it. I use essential oils, the ones that you can ingest. And I make trays of it in preparation for this chocolate need, which does make us feel better, doesn't it? And I still will eat the other stuff as well. It's all okay. So I'm just sharing this because I feel like there's a whole element of understanding the psychology, where your beliefs have come from, but also really working with the body and helping to release it. So both, as they bring that synergy together through both kind of mediums, it's really, really powerful in my own experience. All right, so that's a little bit about some of my background. I have been through so much that I could be with you a whole week and share lots of different things that I've been through and had to overcome. But this workshop is about you. So I really want to honor and help you go into those places and use some of the tools and techniques that have worked for me. So we will be doing some inner child work today and some EFT tapping. So I'm an EFT tapping practitioner as well. And we're going to look at our beliefs and where you want to be and where's this middle line. What is in the middle of you feeling how you want to feel compared to how you feel now? Okay, so to begin with, I've just wrote some notes. If you don't mind just sharing in the comments bit first, what made you say yes to this workshop? What called you to be like, oh, I need to be there, or I need to watch this, I'm not going to say replay because you're not here right now, but yeah, what has called you to say yes to this workshop? If you don't mind sharing that, or just having a moment to close your eyes and being like, what is it that I need right now? Why did I feel called to do this? Self-love, what is that? These could also be questions if you want to share in your own journal as well, just some questions that I want you to think about. Self-love, I need to step more into myself and love myself more, wanting to learn all I can as I move into a new part of my life. A reminder to keep it at the forefront. Yeah. Yeah, keep them coming. I'm struggling to even like myself, let alone love myself. And this is impacting so many areas of my life, relationships, health, work. Hands up just if anyone resonates with that. Because I do. And I was definitely at that point in my life where I didn't either. And things can change, which is the most exciting thing. I know that I do not put myself first to grow. I know I need to do this more. A consistent feeling of low self-worth, an opportunity to show myself love. Yeah, learn how to love myself and what I can to make it happen. I feel that's one of the biggest blocks. What I can do to make it happen. Yeah, I don't know who I am. I'm currently going through divorce after an abusive marriage and I feel lost. I want to love myself, to heal my inner child and be my authentic self. Time for me, not the self-care, but the deep down me. Yes, love that. I want to learn to love myself as part of my healing journey in a way that's not traditional therapy, I think, in a way that traditional therapy hasn't been able to help me before. Yes. spent a lot of time giving love to others and not to myself. Yes, we resonate with all of those. And this is actually what called me into the awakening journey. So I feel like I went through the healing journey when I had the eating disorder, and and then I stopped doing that and trying to love myself. But really, my awakening journey, which I believe is this kind of journey that we go on when we really want to delve in and get to know ourselves. We have these questions of, and it kind of just lands all of a sudden. Who am I? Take away mum, take away the job that I do, take away, I don't know, my hobbies or the things I do on a daily basis, take away all of that, my possessions I have, the kind of house I have, the car I have. Who am I really underneath that? And I came to that question back in 2018. And I don't know who I am anymore. It's like I lost myself in the world of society, of trying to conform to a certain way of being. And I didn't know myself anymore. And I went on this whole, I don't know if people have heard of, it's gone from my head, a dark night of the soul. Are those the right words? Dark night of the soul. Is that right? Tell me. Oh, you're getting an idea of who I am anyway, accepting myself in all the ways that I talk and lose my memory. Yeah, I've just reading a couple more comments here. I attended an inner child workshop you ran a while back and got so much from it. I'm currently going through a relationship split. Hard to now think of myself again. To continue to work on loving myself just as I am, especially at the moment around body image. Yes, I resonate with all of those, and I'm so glad that you're all here because you're in the right place. Yeah, dark night of the soul, that's right. And that was when I first started to understand what the ego self was and the true self. For people who have read Eckhart Tolle, that he was one of my biggest mentors that changed my life initially when I was just embarking on this journey. And from that point, because to a certain point, we think that we are the way that we are because of everybody else. And it's almost like we play this victim mentality of, it's been done to me, I am this way because they did that to me, and it's almost like not fair that I was brought up that way or I was in that situation and they did all of this. The moment that true transformation happens and awakening happens is when we can take full ownership of our part in it. No matter how deep and horrendous the story is, if we're not able to kind of own who we are in that moment, then we forever may have this resentment, this energy of whether it's hate or dislike or wishing that it wasn't happening or didn't happen to us. And that energy takes up so much more space and energy than feeling love or forgiveness does. If you research into that, actually holding on to that attachment to people, whether it be your parents or other people who you've been in a difficult situation in, holding that in your body as much as you can be like, no, I've cut them off, they're out of my life. We still have that kind of energy behind it, don't we? If you think about that person, how does it make you feel in your body? Do you feel this expansion, like, oh, it'll be okay if I see them? Or do we like kind of constrict and be like, and this is the place that I personally want to get to. No matter what has been done to me, that I feel, I want to come to this place of deep forgiveness of myself, the others who were in that situation, and come to this place of love, of deep acceptance for what has happened. It was a part of my journey. I needed to go through that. I was strong enough to get through it. Almost like, at the start of our lives, I have this little thing in my head sometimes that before our soul is released into our human body, we're given this kind of long list and be like, hey, Sally, this is your soul's journey. You're going to go through this. You're going to go through this, be faced with this. You're going to come up against this obstacle. but you know that you can get through it all. You have the strength, you have the wisdom, you have the love, you have the power to get through it all. Do you say yes to it? Because this is part of your soul's evolution. And we say yes, because I know I can get through it. No matter how dark, how heavy those situations are, I can get through it. And so whenever I'm faced with something new now in my life, I'm like, okay, here we are again. We're at this new cycle. I'm going through the depths again. I know I can get through it. So what am I willing to learn in this situation? What do I need to learn through this situation that I haven't already learned? How am I going to grow through this? And I take this kind of, how can I move deeper into this self-love, deeper into self-forgiveness? And this is all expanding our essence of love, which is who we are at the core level. I don't know if this is resonating with anybody, but I do believe when we are in situations, say you're in a real difficult situation with somebody else where they've really, really hurt you, it's more this question of, how can I let love into this area and allow love to overcome this situation, bring deeper forgiveness, forgiving more than I have ever forgiven in my life. I'm capable of that. How can I do that in this situation? And you know what? I often feel like I can't do it on my own. I'm like, I'm at a loss, a complete loss of how to deal and navigate in this situation. And I offer it up to the universe, to God, to source, to divine love, whoever you connect with. And I say, help me, help me, help me, help me navigate through this situation for the highest good of me, for the highest good of all. And that's sometimes all I need to know, and just try and let it go in that moment and trust that it's all being orchestrated in my divine favor and the favor of everyone in humanity. Because when we do this work, we not only raise our vibration, we raise the vibration of all of humanity. I don't know if you've ever looked into the energetics of that, but it is so true that when we do this, we not only do it for ourselves, but we do it for so many others. And especially if you are a mother, father, if you happen to have snuck in here, then we do this work for our sons, our daughters, our nieces, our nephews, our family, because when we can bring that self-acceptance and self-love to ourselves, what is that teaching them? I know I'm doing this also because I was brought up in the diet culture. My mom didn't love herself. It was diet after diet. My mother-in-law is the same, and I love them both so much, and it's not their fault. It's almost like a generational thing that they were brought up in that diet culture, in the, you're not good enough, you have to go on this diet, you have to be, look this way, da 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 da. And I got brought up in that. So I didn't love myself just the way I was. I always felt like I had to be doing something or achieving something in order for me to be loved. Okay, right. I could go off on a roll and roll and roll, but let's go back to some of these questions. So feel free to either journal or share it in the comments box. Okay, so we've got what made you say yes. What are your current ways of being or thinking that you're living right now that you know aren't serving you? So what are the thoughts that you're thinking? What are the things that you're doing that you know aren't serving you? And another one, where do you wish you could be different, change, look different, be different? Or how do you wish you could be different, change, or look different? I'll just read some of the questions while you're doing that. I feel like I'm the one to break the chains in this, in my ancestral line. Yeah. That's why I feel like yeah, I'm against the diet culture, but I am an advocate of feeling your best, healthiest, nourished self through self love. I don't think, if you, for example, you want to lose weight, but you're self-sabotaging and being destructive towards yourself, it's more from this place of this acceptance of, okay, I'm overweight, this isn't my best self right now, it's not the healthiest version of me, it's not going to do any favors for me with maybe this weight that you know that you need to lose in order for your heart health to be better and all of this kind of stuff. So sometimes self-love is, yes, accept your body the way it is, but it doesn't mean that we have to stay that way for the rest of our life, if you know what I mean. From this place of self-love, we start to nourish ourselves more, so we become and look like the healthiest version of who you are, of who I am, and we all look beautifully unique and different. Our bodies are all different shapes, so I feel like it's getting to that place of where it doesn't take much effort to be the shape that you are naturally, and you thrive, you have this energy, your skin is glowing, you feel good in your clothes and in your body. So there's different levels of it, which I do go into a lot more deeper with my one-to-ones and things. Okay, people pleasing, I'm not good enough, looking for love on dating sites is soul destroying. I can imagine. I have to be achieving to be worthy, not giving myself recognition for the work I've done so far in my healing journey. Yeah, comparing myself to other people, feeling guilty for taking the time I need for myself, feeling inadequate, looking at the negative side of all the time. Oh, all the time, people pleasing, worrying about stuff, planning instead of doing, having too high expectations, so nothing ever lives up to it. I mean, are people resonating with what is being shared here? More confident to go out and meet people rather than stay in the safety of my home. I'd love to lose weight for health and confidence. Yeah. And this is what I mean. It's okay to want that for yourself. If you know that that is the highest version of who you are, we don't just have to accept ourselves and stay the same. Life is about change and growth and making decisions aligned with our higher self. Sabotaging my progress to success, also getting in my own way. Good, these are absolutely amazing. Thank you for sharing all of these. Right, okay, I want you to, have you all got a journal with you? If you don't, you can have a minute now to quickly grab a piece of paper and a pen. And I want you to draw a line in the middle of a piece of paper, and on the left, I'll write it down in the comments bit as well. I'd like you to write 3 things that you're not happy with right now. Just leave a bit of space in between them and leave a space for the title at the top as well. So 3 things that you're not happy with right now. On the left. On the right, 3. Okay, so on the left, write 3 things that you're not happy with right now. And then on the right, write 3 goals of how you want to feel. And just drop a little heart when you're done. We'll just give couple of minutes for this. Can't do a heart, but that's done. That's fine, yeah. Just do a kiss. How we want to feel and goals against the three things. Yeah. On the right, three goals of how you want to feel. Just having a moment of deep gratitude for you all that you're choosing to do this work, that you're the change makers. We are the change makers. Okay. Feeling like a lot of you are getting done there. Okay, so on the left column for the title, can you write past? And on the right column, can you write future? So a little bit about this. We know that our past creates our current reality. So we know that our old ways of being have created how we feel right now. And just a hands up or a moment to yourself right now. Are you ready and really ready to do the work in order to change your current reality on how you think and feel about yourself and how your life is playing out? So a little hands up, have that moment of acknowledgement like, yes, I'm fully in here, fully committed to myself, to this journey, and I'm excited. And it is exciting. And the most exciting thing is that we are doing it together. We don't have to do this on our own, which is one of the biggest keys that I love about this work. We get to meet other like-minded people who resonate with us on a soul level. All right. Okay. So diving deeper into all of this, for example, say you're not happy with your weight, which I feel like from the women that I work with is a common thing. We want to lose weight. We're not satisfied with the way that we look right now. The things that come into that are not feeling comfortable in our clothes, maybe feeling unattractive. Feel free to share anything else there when it comes down to your weight, feeling fat. How does it make you feel when you want to lose weight? How does it make you feel just being in your body right now when maybe you don't feel comfortable in your clothes? Just thinking about how it feels in your body. Because this is where the pattern begins. And when we feel underneath that, so say you feel uncomfortable in your clothes or you feel unattractive, if you take a moment to just dive underneath that and really feel it in your body, being like, okay, yeah, when I don't feel good enough in my clothes, when I feel uncomfortable, or when I feel unattractive, how does that make me feel then? What is really underneath all of that? It could be sadness. It could be unlovable. It could be not feeling good enough. It generally all amounts to these different feelings of not feeling worthy, not feeling lovable, not feeling accepted, not feeling good enough. Just notice whatever you've written, what is the feeling underneath that? And if you know what it is, write it underneath that little thing that you want to change, whether it's whatever it is, not feeling confident in your own skin. When you really think underneath that, how does it feel when I don't feel confident in my own skin? Feels like I'm a failure. Feels like I'm not good enough. Sadness. this isn't easy to do. It sounds like it's easy, but this is where we have to really slow down in order for us to really feel what is underneath those things of how we currently feel. It's not just going to appear in our minds. I mean, it might. But this is where I encourage you to just take a moment to do what we did at the start. Place a hand on your heart, on your womb space. And if you haven't got a physical womb, the energy is still there. So please still use that energy that is there. Connect to this place and be like, yeah, what is underneath that? What is underneath that? And try and go deeper, 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 asking yourself, is there anything underneath that that I'm feeling? Okay. So from there, with your goals, so you've got your goals. Give me an example of some of the goals that you've written, because the goal should also be how you want to feel. So if you put, I want to lose weight, that's great. But really, how is it that you want to feel? I want to love myself. I want to fully accept myself. I want to feel free in my body. Does that, like invoke the kind of feeling that you want to feel? Loved, confident, whole, joyful. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so on the right, when you put the future, I want you to now, if you need to adjust anything, write the feeling of how you want to feel. And again, you get to that point when you feel your goal, whatever it is, and be like, what will achieving that make me feel? So for example, as well, when it comes to money, I want to be bringing in, I don't know, 5K a month, because you want to be financially free. You want to feel freedom. You want to have full autonomy of choice, of adventure. You want adventure in your life because money will help you to do that, for example. Beautiful, I love these. Letting go of hurt and filling that space with love. Yeah. Confident, in love, self-assured, energized, healthy, and strong. Happy, energized, and peaceful. I love all these. Thank you for sharing them. Okay, so this is a big question. How do we get from A to B, or A to Z as it may feel? How do we get to how we feel now to how we want to feel? So this is where some people will go into doing affirmations, and they'll try the positive way of thinking and speaking over themselves, and there is power to that. But if underneath that affirmation you are still really feeling this and you haven't dealt with this is going to continue to grow and manifest in your life. So we really need to deal with what is underneath this. What is underneath this, and deal with this so it doesn't continue to sprout and and take up the space in your energy field. So we're going to do a couple of different practices now. To begin with, let's connect with our inner child. I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet as possible because I'm aware that we've got 35 minutes left. So I want to give you as much as you can. So we've got to where you feel now and where you want to feel. So we'll get onto how you want to feel in a moment. Okay. Normally I play music with this, but because it's on the recording and I haven't got any, I'm not going to play music today just because of copyrights and all of that. So you'll just hear my voice. If you want to put on any peaceful music in the background on your phone, feel free to do that. And find a comfortable position. And I want you to hold on to these feelings that you don't really want to feel anymore to begin with. Okay, so when you're ready, closing your eyes. Just making yourself really comfortable. Just roll your shoulders all the way back and down again. So you have this openness in your heart. Maybe have this openness in your hands, have them flipped open in this receiving position. And just feel your body relaxing Breathing into your heart space. Knowing that you are fully safe. You're being held by the ground beneath you. Mother Nature is holding you with so much love, so much tenderness. And she supports you as this firm foundation that is never going to shake, that is never going to break underneath your feet. She is holding you. And just feeling this connection to the sky above you, the universe. In this moment, you can invite any of your spiritual support team, all from the highest love, from all that is love and pure, from the highest guidance. And just feel that beautiful, loving energy surrounding you, engulfing you with their protection, their love, their support. And breathing into your heart space. Feel your breath completely softening, slowing down. And breathing into the love that you are. And thinking about these feelings that you know that you're feeling at the moment. And just feeling into the intensity of them in your life, how they are playing out, and maybe where you learned them from. When did you first start to feel this way? When did you first start to feel these feelings? What was the situation? And just having full acceptance, non-judgment. And we're going to reconnect with our inner child. And I want you to think about the younger version of you from the age of 0 to 7. And just trusting that whatever age pops up first is the right age for you, even if you're not sure what the situation was. And wherever you're at in your meditation, just imagine in front of you now, you're becoming aware of the little version of you, your inner child. Just notice what they look like. What are they doing? Noticing the innocence in them, the curiosity, their purity, and their hearts. Just observing them. And then as you walk closer to the younger version of you, they notice your energy, your presence around them, and you make eye contact. And as they face you, you invite them to hold hands with your hands. As you look into each other's eyes, this deep self reflection, the younger version of you meeting their adult self. Just allowing whatever situation that they've been through to come to the forefront. How are they feeling? And just in this moment, invite the younger version of you to share how she feels. And let her know that she's safe, that you are there, that you are there to protect her and keep her safe. And just allow these next few moments for her to express how she feels. And then in this next moment, from your adult self, tell her in response to what she feels and what she needs, tell her what she needs to hear. What does she need in this moment? It may actually not be any words at all. It may just be a huge, loving hug. Trust that you know exactly what your inner child needs, and do that now. And if you're not hugging your inner child, I encourage you to embrace your inner child now with a beautiful, big, loving hug, knowing that it feels so good to feel loved, to feel human connection, and feel this warmth growing between you both. This security, this safety, this unconditional love that loves her or him no matter what. Just as she is. But as you're hugging your inner child, you also notice that around her, she has got these thick chains wrapped around her, almost like they're going rusty. They've been there for such a long time. These things, these chains that have been constricting her, holding her, keeping her from spreading her wings, and how this may feel like it breaks your heart. But to the right side of you, there is this beautiful, shining beam of light that is in the shape of a sword. And you're feeling that intuitive nudge to pick this sword of light up and lovingly break through these chains that have been surrounding your inner child for far too long. Whatever the beliefs are, whatever the feelings are, whatever the situations are that have been keeping her bound, keeping her stagnant, keeping her from really believing and owning her truth. The sword of light is going to sever through every conditioning, every belief, every thought process that isn't serving her highest good, knowing that she is here for these incredible, expansive plans for her life. What are the things that are taming her? And feel this sword as you take it in your hands, the power of it as it breaks through each and every chain. Notice if you need to physically do it in your body like this, and getting rid of it. It's a powerful way, and your inner child is safe. The sword cannot pierce her. It just has the power to break these chains, to keep going until every last bit has been broken and has fallen away. And see her standing in her glory, her freedom. She's now able to raise her arms and hug you back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel that embrace, that the two of you are becoming one. And as she's able to embrace you, she also wants to share some words for you as your adult self. So allow this moment to listen into the depth of your heart as your inner child speaks to you the truth of what she wants you to know now. Breathe those words in. And coming back to this embrace, where you're feeling this fusion of love for your inner child and return back for your adult self. That what you have been through in the past, it wasn't your fault. We allow ourselves to forgive what happened in the past, releasing our caregivers, our parents, our teachers, whoever it was in those situations that made us feel not good enough, not fully accepted, not lovable, not worthy. That was only a projection of how they felt. And so we release that now. And we come back to this truth of who we were born to be. And as you embrace your inner child, make this commitment that you are going to carry her with you now that you have reconnected. It is your duty, it is your honor to check in with her needs, what does she need in this moment? What does she want? Bringing more attention and love to her. And feel the two of you becoming one, fusing together, merging completely as two light beings into this one iridescent body of love. Bring your hands to wrap them around your arms as if you're embracing the two of you together. You may feel like you even want to squeeze your arms, stroke your arms, having this moment of this beautiful connection that you have got each other, that you have her back. You're not going to let her go. You're not going to suppress her needs. And just say any of the words like, I love you. You're beautiful. You're perfect just the way you are. Take a deep breath in. Let's take 3 deep breaths in and out through the mouth. And with every breath, bringing yourself back into this present moment. Feeling safe. Feeling connected. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, bringing yourself into this space and this beautiful moment that you get to do this. You get to really love and nourish her. You get to play with her. You get to have fun with her. What are the things that you loved doing when you were little? Do some of those. What did she love doing? I know I used to love dancing and singing my heart out to Spice Girls and making up dances and coloring. And we think, oh, they're all just child things. And they're not. They're part of who we are, bringing back our creative nature. So just making this commitment to yourself. What is one thing that maybe you could do today that helps to nurture and bring that inner joy, that inner child connection into your life. Because the more you do that, the more you will feel this aliveness. Because life isn't supposed to be so serious, and we make it serious because of our adult self. And this is why I love doing I do goddess rays where we get to dress up, we get to dance and have fun and not take each other so seriously, not take ourselves too seriously, because joy and fun is our birthright. Pleasure is our birthright. So, how can we inject that more into our life, even just for 10 minutes? If you want to share anything in the comments section, just write something that when you look back, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, as a little child, I used to make up these perfumes by pressing flowers, or did you dance? What is it? And how can, making this commitment of how you can reconnect to her. If you also want to share anything else that came up for you in that meditation, then you can share that as well. So I hope you felt that really, real, beautiful, loving connection with your inner child, and how it's quite a powerful way of tapping into how we feel, where it's come from, and bringing love into that situation. Because often we feel like we have to do all of this deep, deep work. And sometimes it's just this moment of bringing love into that and realigning with our truth. What does our truth say that we are? And often our inner child knows exactly what our truth is. And we also know what to say to our inner child. You're beautiful. You are perfect just the way you are. So yeah. Okay. I used to love dressing up and dancing. Yes, I did too. Yeah. What else did you love doing? Yeah. Okay, we haven't got lots of time left, so I'm going to do a blast of EFT tapping. Feel free to, again, share anything else. And I don't mind stopping on for a couple of minutes at the end as well, for people who've got more questions or want to share anything. I'll just quickly share here. Initially, I felt very painful and heavy. I didn't expect to experience so much emotion. This is something I'm going to try and revisit and chip away at. Thank you for this. Yes, it is. The first time you do the inner child work, it can feel really activating. It can feel painful and heavy because we realize how much we've been neglecting her. But when we bring, forgiveness to this, and we then make this commitment, okay, now I know better. I'm aware of this. This is how now I can change things. So it's amazing that you have that awareness now. I connected to my 7-year-old self feeling lonely around the edges of the playground. Yeah. And bringing love to that. That's really powerful. Singing, dancing, coloring, cross stitches. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I used to love cross stitch as well. I forgot about that. I used to love it. I was able to hug her and let some of that go. Still more underneath that. Feel really emotional. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with me. And I think that's what is meant to happen. These emotions are meant to come up. And this is where the real work can happen, because everything in our body. So a bit what EFT is, emotional freedom technique. This is where we tap on different meridian points in the body. So when we have a stuck belief or stuck pattern, a way of being that we've been doing, it becomes a repetitive pattern, almost like a neural pathway that fuses between the heart and mind and then acts out into our real everyday life. When that is a repetitive pattern and we don't break it, it continues to run our life. The moment we become aware of it, so you're all becoming aware of how you feel and what is underneath that, and maybe where it's come from, we then can start to tap on that. And we by tapping on these meridian points, it helps to tap into every energy channel within our body to release that stuck energy so we can be free. Now, we could spend a whole hour doing this, it's really, really powerful. You can go deeper, deeper, deeper. So we can only go so far in the time that we've got together, but know that, you know, full letting go of this, full freedom is available to you, but it does take work. We can only do so much in one session. And with the EFT, once you've taken the energy out of the emotion and you're feeling kind of neutral about it, so when you're feeling, say, I don't feel worthy, but then in that moment you feel, oh, I kind of feel just neutral, actually, that's when you tap into the affirmations, and then the affirmations can start to create this new pattern, neural pathway in your mind body connection that then starts to play out, because you'll keep facing situations with your old way of being and thinking, but something will interject that, and it'll be this awareness where you're like, there's that old pattern playing out again. I have a decision now. What is my new belief? What is my truth of who I am? And I get to follow that pathway instead. Okay, right. I feel like I could talk. Okay, if you've never done EFT tapping before, basically copy me and repeat after me out loud. Or if you're somewhere where you've got people around, you can just copy the words in your mind. That's okay. But try and tap where I'm tapping. So grab yourself a water as well, just for a moment, if you need it. Oh, too much came out. Oh well. We all need to laugh. Okay, excuse my wet tash. All right. All right, and laughter is great in EFT because it really shifts the energy. So you'll know if you're yawning or burping or whatever, it's all welcome because the energy has to be released. So I'm just going to tap into, you know, some of the things that you've been sharing and what's coming up. If you know that there are other words that you know really resonate with how you feel more, say those words. You don't need to say exactly what I'm saying. And we'll try and do as much as we can in the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll go forward. But just so you know, I have got more EFT classes coming out with whole hours of these and things. Okay, right, on the side of the hand, tapping here, and you can use both hands or just one hand, it makes no difference. So just allow yourself to do with what feels good. Okay, even though I have got these beliefs and ways of being that aren't serving my higher self, I am opening now to deeply and completely loving and accepting myself. Even though I've got these old ways of being and these thoughts and feelings that aren't serving my higher self and who I am now, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I've got all of these ways of being that are hurting me, that are keeping me small, that are stopping me from expanding into my truth, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. On the eyebrow point. I don't feel good enough. I often don't feel good enough. On the side of the eye. And I accept that that's how I feel sometimes. This not enoughness underneath the eye. That I am not enough just as I am. That is how I feel. I'm not enough just as I am. I have to achieve something. Underneath the nose. I have to do something. Be a certain somebody to be good enough. Underneath on the chin point. And I'm not good enough, just as I am. On the soft bit here, down from the collarbone, a little bit to the side here. And this makes me feel sad. When I actually breathe into not feeling good enough, how sad is that? And it's okay to feel that. And I accept that this is how I have been feeling. I don't feel worthy all the time. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel confident enough. I feel insecure. And this is what is playing out in my life. Because I've been allowing myself to feel this. Take a deep breath in and just feel that. Just notice the energy behind what you feel, whatever it is. It may be different to the words that I'm saying. Just allow yourself to feel into whatever it is. And I'm always people pleasing, always thinking about other people ahead of my own needs. I have these high expectations on myself. On the side here where your bra strap would sit. And I can't live up to my own expectations. And it is exhausting. On the crown of the head, I'm exhausted. Trying to be perfect. Bloody hard. It's too hard. All this pressure I put on myself. I'm opening now to letting this go. I'm opening now to letting this go on the eyebrow point. All these thoughts and feelings that have been playing out in my life, side of the eye, I'm opening to letting them go now. Because I am tired. I am tired of feeling these feelings all the time. Keeping me on this lower vibration underneath the eye. When really I know that I'm worthy of so much more. And that's why I'm here. Because I know that there is so much more available to me. That I haven't been living in my deepest truth. And I've been replaying this hamster wheel of all these thoughts and feelings underneath the nose, of unworthiness, of being unlovable on the chin point, of people pleasing, of comparison, self-sabotaging, and not being my true, loving, abundant self on the soft bit here. And this stops now. Now. I'm not playing at this life anymore. I get this life once. Once. And it is my birthright to love myself in this lifetime. How dare I not? How dare I not love myself? This inner child that has grown up to be this beautiful adult self. How dare I criticize her? And I have. I've been so critical of her. And in this moment, I choose to forgive myself. I breathe in deep forgiveness for being so critical. for being so hard on myself. Because I know I am worth so much more. I am lovable. I am lovable. I am lovable. And I am beautiful. Just look at my beautiful face. I am radiant. I am a queen. And I deserve all the good things in life, especially to feel good. And I choose now, I choose me. I choose me. It's that simple. I choose to love me. I choose to accept all of me, all of who I am, because I am worthy. I really want to swear. Can I swear? I am fucking worthy. I always have been. Always have been. And I can do anything that I put my heart and mind into. I allow myself to dream big dreams. Dreams that have been birthed in the very depth of my soul. Because I am here for a reason. For a reason far beyond my wildest dreams. And I open myself up now to stepping foot on that pathway towards my dreams. And it starts with loving and accepting all of who I am. The sad parts of me, the lonely parts of me, the beautiful parts of me, the confident parts of me, the parts of me that feel fear. I love all of me. And I choose to feel and love all of who I am. And acknowledge all the full spectrum of beautiful colors that makes me me. There is no part of me that I am willing to discard. I am far too important. And I choose to be all of who I came here to be. For me. No one else. I am doing this for me. And it's about time I step into the truth. On the side bit, I step into the confidence. I step into my worthiness. On the crown of the head, I dress myself in all of these worthiness. I am beautiful. I am enough. I am more than enough. I am powerful. I am wonderfully made. I am fierce. I am pleasure. And I get to have a pleasure-filled life. And I allow myself to have fun. I get to have fun in this lifetime. And adventure. I'm saying yes to this. This is what I want. This is who I am. And I'm on this journey of really embodying and embracing and living my fullest, truest self. This is it. This is what it's about. The full human spectrum, living the whole human life, connecting with my higher self. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am saying yes to me. Just have a moment now, just closing your eyes. Have your palms out in front of you. And can you feel that energy in the palms of your hands? Can you feel it? Feel it magnifying by 10. all of those words of affirmation, anything else that you know that you need to speak over yourself. Feel it. Dropping in, boom, exploding in your body, entering every cell. Times it by 100. How good can you allow yourself to feel in this moment, claiming your full truth, the blessing that is you? Bring your hands to your heart space and allow yourself to really feel this. Connect with your heart. Breathe it in deeper. Take a few deep breaths in. Really feeling this love for yourself expanding into every part of your being, into every cell, every thought, every feeling, every action. That you are making this commitment to yourself and you fully 100% deserve it. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, letting the light in. And you can share in the description box how you feel. And if you've just got a couple more minutes, I would just love to share with you how you can carry on this kind of work, this kind of journey, if you feel called to, with me. I work with women in groups and in one-to-one sessions. And this is what I'm passionate about, really helping you to step into your truth and working with you and teaching you tools and techniques that can help you to thrive and be who you came here to be. Tapping into your dreams. How do you get there? Walking with you, taking your hand and be helping support you, empower you on your journey. I don't know if some of you have heard about my program, She Rises in Self Love. This has been going for about the last 3 years, and the doors are officially open today. And it's an 8-week transformation course where we delve even deeper together as a group of women. We have weekly coaching calls. I've got recorded meditations, yoga classes. We'll be doing ecstatic dance or movement practices together. And it's all self-led in your own time as well, apart from the coaching calls, which are live. And they are generally on a Tuesday or Thursday evening, or on a Wednesday and Thursday day. If you're more of a day person, I'll be doing 2. And in today's session for the next few days, I'm going to be offering you £189 off the course, and there's payment plans. So it makes it £555 for the 8-week transformation course. And there is a wealth of knowledge in there. There's experts from all over the world who come to do masterclasses, who are coming to do masterclasses. So yeah, if you've got any questions about that or about what we've experienced in the workshop today, please stay on before I stop the recording, and I'll bring us all together as we kind of can bring our energies and I'd love to hear your actual voice as well if you've got any questions. And I also work with women on a one-to-one basis as well. So if groups aren't your thing, know that I work with women on a one-to-one basis. I do retreats, I do in-person events. So let's not stop here. Let's continue doing this work together, because I really do believe that when women come together, we heal in a deeper way, we connect in a deeper way, and we empower each other and bring true sisterhood together, where it's not about comparison, it's not about judgment or one person being higher together. We come together in this circle of unity where we are all one and the same, all fighting for the same thing. And I believe, for me, that is love. That is love, coming back to who we are and what this humanity should all be about. So I'm just going to end the recording. So thank you for joining me. If you're on this recording, feel free to direct message me. Let me know how you found this whole workshop. And there's so much more I could share, but I'm going to love you and leave you and stay in touch. Let me end the recording.